Hello, everyone. Welcome to the special Mother's Day edition of Verse and Vibe. I am Rachel Anne, your host, and I am here with two very special guests. Is Miss Mary Ellen from the Ace of Cups, who will be performing a song for us today. And the other special guest is my mother, Bonnie, who's going to help be on this episode of Verse and Vibe with me. So hi, Mary. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, Mary.
We spent the morning doing tech support, which of course I love doing right before the show. Thank you, everyone. But here we are, and we have it working. So welcome to Verse and Vibe, special Mother's Day episode. We decided to try a new format today. So instead of it being call and response, we have some lovely guests that are going to be popping in all afternoon to do a song dedicated to their mothers and daughters. So we're just going to give everyone a chance to join the live broadcast. So we'll spend the first 10 minutes talking about things. So yay, we're, like I said, just going to give people a chance to join. And my mother, as my special guest here, my mother, Bonnie, who birthed me and probably every day is like, oh my God, where did this child come from?
Not every day, but a lot of days.
My mom actually, Mary, when we were on tour last summer with the Ace of Cups, my mom came on tour with us. It was her first time touring with a band, which was super fun. What'd you think of that, Mom, of getting to come on tour with these lovely ladies?
I had a blast, Rachel. It was probably one of the most, quote, funnest experiences I've had in my life. And I really enjoyed every minute of it. Spending time with the Ace and meeting your friends and being in California with their weather gorgeous. Here in Chicago, it's rainy and cold. And everybody's self-quarantined, including myself. Not happy about that situation, but super happy to see you, to see Mary. Yesterday, I saw Denise. It was really a lot of fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What do you mean yesterday you saw Denise?
Oh, I didn't see her. We spoke.
Oh, right. I was like,
no, we didn't.
Denise is actually.
We spoke. Yeah.
Denise is here on the broadcast. Hi, Denise. So Mary Ellen is a member of the band The Ace of Cups. An incredible group of women in their 70s that are living their dream making music. I get the lovely opportunity to have them in my lives and get to work with them. And they're just an incredible group of women. And at the end of the show today, we also have Dallis Craft, who's in the Ace of Cups, is going to perform and sing. She's got an amazing voice. I'm so excited for that. And we have Scott Guberman. We're going to dedicate a song to Dana, and Mark Karan is coming, and Jessica Fierro. So it's an afternoon of music and things related to moms and love, which I'm so excited about. So how are you doing, Mary? Tell us, what's it like to be singing your dreams after all of these years?
Totally incredible. What else? It's just amazing.
Can't hear Mary.
And this day, of course, is celebrated for the people who got us here in this precious human body. So to all the mothers,
I can't hear
all
Mary.
over the world.
Rachel, I can't hear Mary.
That's because you don't have your speakers on, but you'll just have to wait and keep your tech support questions to yourself for the rest of the episode.
Thank you. I love you too.
We have a big
I do how I heard you.
A big bunch of gratitude for all the mothers out there. And the fathers, by the way. But today's a special day for the mothers. So thank you for having us born, that we could come and experience all of this. We really appreciate it. And all the time that went into making our bodies. And, the good food and everything that mothers do. Compassionate love forever and ever. It's incredible. That's what the Dalai Lama says, compassionate love, like mothers love, he says. So that's good.
Speaking of which, that's the song that Mary's going to treat us to. Like I said, we're going to wait a few more minutes before she starts to allow people to join the broadcast. And what I put together today was some research on how mothers have shaped some, luminaries of our time. And so one of the quotes that I found that was my favorite says, All that I ever am and hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. And that was Abraham Lincoln, which I thought was really interesting, talking about his mother. And when you think about, mothers and the different roles they play in all of the human beings that we share our planet with, I love when people really acknowledge how their mothers shape them. Speaking of how their mothers shape them, my mom really shaped me to be this strong, independent, feisty woman. Don't know if that was purposeful, but I got all of the feisty in the family. Came to my mother and I through my fantastic grandmother Sadie, which was my grandma on my mom's side, who was an incredibly independent, feisty grandmother who pretty much worked up until she was almost 100. And we as a family had to get her to not go to work anymore because we were like, can you just relax? But she was one of the hardest working and most beautiful women that I ever met. And that's why I have all of my socks organized in my sock drawer, is because of my grandma Sadie. There isn't a sock out of place in any household of ours with
true.
my grandmother. So we come from good stock. So we dedicate this Mama's Love not just to my mother Bonnie, but to my grandma Sadie. Father's side, I was blessed with the genes of my lovely grandma Sonia, who is alive and 105 and completely feisty and like an older version of me. Maybe actually a little more feisty than me, if you guys can believe that that's possible. So this performance from Mary Ellen of Mama's Love, I'll give her a chance to talk a little bit about the song. She'll tell a little bit about how they wrote it and where it came from. And then we'll dedicate this first song to my mother and my grandmothers and my aunts and to all of the healthcare workers and all of the delivery workers and all of the people on the front lines that are out there attitude to send some love and well wishes out to them before every episode. So if you wouldn't mind taking just a moment where you're envisioning a big beautiful light that we're beaming all across the planet to everyone that is putting themselves at risk to help the rest of us ride this out as easy as possible. So let's just take a moment for all of them. Thank you, everyone, so much. And without further ado, Mary, tell a little bit about Mama's Love and how it came about, and a quick shout out to Denise Kaufman. And also, Mary, tell us a little bit about your mom, too, before we start.
Okay, my mom was a very socially oriented person. She was a born volunteer and volunteered for many different things, including the Girl Scouts, and was the leader of our troop. And actually, our troop of Girl Scout Troop 30, we went to Europe because of my mother
Rachel,
and
I'm not
other
hearing.
women who helped her. And 30 girls got to go to 7 different countries back in 1963 in the summer, which was an incredible thing. And we raised all the money to do it. And my mother was a shining example of someone, who just gave everything to just into the world in general. I mean, she always told me, if any part of the fabric of society is torn, it affects the whole fabric. And isn't that true today, right now? I mean, you see with the COVID thing going around, it's all affected. So it's all connected too. And anyway, my mother was just a wonderful person, a very stable, loving person. So I thank God that I was able to come here. And so anyway, and Mama's Love is a song that Denise and I wrote together. I had the idea one day that we should have a song about Mama's love, because that's like such an unconditional kind of love. And I felt like we needed a song like that. So Denise, we got together on that, and she just did a huge amount of writing on this song, and I did some. And anyway, so this is Mama's Love, and I'll go ahead and start. So Thank you very much. You came into this world a defenseless child. I knew I would protect you like a lion in the wild. Oh, yeah. Like a lion in the wild. One thing you can count on, big as the sky above, mama's love. Mama's love. Would you crawl before you walk before you run? Sometimes you fly, sometimes you fall. You're not the only one. No, no. You're not the only one. One thing you can count on, big as the sky above, mama's love. Mama's love. When your troubles never end and the friends that you depend on disappear. When your solid ground is shaking and your broken heart is aching, I'm here. You're looking for your way. Every day it changes. Some days you're right on top, and then it rearranges. Oh yeah. Every day it changes. One thing you can count on, big as the sky above, mama's love. Mama's love. When you find the perfect job, one day they say you're through. You find your one true love and then they cheat on you. You buy the perfect house and the bank says, hey, that's mine. You save up all your dollars and you're only left with dimes. You came into this world a defenseless child. I knew I would protect you like a lion in the wild. Oh yeah, like a lion in the wild. One thing you can count on, big as the sky above. One thing you can count on is your mama's love. Mama's love. Mama's love. Mama's love. Mama's love. Mama's love. Thank you. That was really fun.
That was so beautiful. Let me add my mom back. Oh,
Thank
and we
you.
have the lovely Scott Guberman is here. He's a little early. We're going to be doing a song dedicated to Dana Guberman, who's a dear friend of mine. And for those of you that are also friends of ours, she's just one of my favorite human beings. Dana, I hope you'll be able to tune in. Dana and I have a little joke, Mary. You've, I think, met Dana and Scott when you've been traveling around, but West is Dana and adorable little son. So I make the joke that Dana and Scott are my future in-laws and that I'm going to be cryogenically frozen so I can be frozen in time until West grows up so they could be the coolest in-laws ever because they're adorable and West is adorable. I just So Mary, thank you so much for dedicating Mama's
Beautiful.
Love. And we can't wait to see you on the road. The Ace of Cups have a new album coming out in August. They were working in the studio and thank God it got finished right before the pandemic. So it's being mixed and mastered. And we're very excited about all these fantastic opportunities. So if you haven't had a chance to come out and see the Ace of Cups, we're looking forward to doing some things online with you, and we'll get a chance to come see you soon. And Mary, before you, we actually have, so your segment is over. You can stick around and stay with us in the studio, or you can just leave the studio and I'll remove you. And let's see Scott's ready. Scott, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, yes, I can. So
Great.
hi, this is so cool. So Scott, meet my mom. Mom, I'm going to remove you from the studio and talk to Scott for a little bit, but stick
Happy Mother's
around
Day.
and watch. And again, you're watching Verse and Vibe special Mother's Day episode. And hi, Scott. Let me remove my mother from the stream so we can. No, Mom came. That's weird. StreamYard. There we go. Okay, Scott. So right now we have a close up of you. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Can't hear you very. Like I said, this is a new thing where I've had multiple guests coming in the middle of the broadcast. So perfect.
Okay.
So when I asked Scott to come join the broadcast, it was because I love his music and I also happen to love his wife. So I figured it would be fun to come on and dedicate a song to Dana because she embodies everything that a lovely, adorable, happy mother would be. So just before, Scott, you get started and I let you talk, one of the things that reminded me of you, Dana, was, I don't know if you heard earlier, that I had pulled a bunch of quotes and stories from people around the world of what they have to say about their moms. And this reminded me of you. It says, mothers hold their children's hands for only a short while, but their hearts forever. And every time I see pictures of you and West and just the happy, incredible little boy that he is, that's coming from the energy and love that you and Scott bestow on him. And it's just fantastic. And then, great. So Scott, let's talk about Dana and West and how's it been at home with quarantine with your adorable little high energy West. In fact, can he come say hi, Dana?
Yeah.
Pop him on the screen. Where is your little family?
Trying to get them in here. We're actually, Rachel, I almost feel guilty saying this, but we're actually enjoying this time that we get to stay together. I know I am. You know, Wes is 2 years old. He's at the perfect age where all he wants to do is just hang out with mom and dad. And so that's what we're doing. He's getting a dream come true. And, I'll never have this opportunity again. So it's somehow worked out to be a sort of blessing in a way.
Did he just move your camera? Because the whole view just changed.
No, this will change. This is the view of my keyboard.
Did
We're
Wes
dealing with
just
multiple
change your
cameras.
view?
Oh, damn.
Now we're behind you. Hi. So that was Dane, and now we're. And so I'm glad you guys are enjoying yourself. Hi, Dee. Hi, Dana. Waving. Hello. That's Dana and West. Hopefully you guys will come walk by soon. So without further ado, Scott, what song did you bring to us today for Mother's Day?
I stayed up all night writing a song.
Did you really?
I did, really.
Oh, and this is the debut?
This is its debut, yeah.
I love that. So on Verse and Vibe, it seems to be all these exciting debuts are happening. Last weekend, I don't know if you caught the show, but Oteil was on as a special guest and debuted playing the banjo. Who knew he played the banjo and the piano? It was so cool. So we had Oteil on the banjo. And welcome to the debut of Scott. I'm going to let you take it away.
Thank you.
So, except Scott, we're seeing behind you, side of you again. Oh, there we go.
Time brings change, and change makes a man grow. In this place, winter's rain, I trade, I'm made for snow. Daddy and mommy's little girl born in a New England town. Walk with me across the world so I can make a sound. Gave me a song when I couldn't write one. Gave me hope when it seemed I had none. Boarded a train for land in a song and gave me my only son. The joy that she gets from raising this here child, written in her soul, that stretches out for miles. Hey now, little boy, in the California town, Mama gonna raise you right so you can hear the sound. Gave me a song when I couldn't write one. Gave me hope when it seemed I had none. Boarded a train for a land in a song and gave me my only son. There's days are maybe long, challenges in my life, and time I may be short, and I know that ain't right. But no matter what I do, she's always there by my side. Woman I love, give me family, a goddess, a mother, and a wife. One I love gave me my only son. Gave birth to an angel. She herself is one. Gave me a song when I couldn't write one. Gave me hope when it seemed I had none. Boarded a train for a land in a song and gave me my only son. Gave me a song when I couldn't write one. Gave me hope when it seemed I had none. I know that sometimes that I'm not always fun, but boarded a train in a land in a song and gave me my only son. My only son. My only son.
I'm not often speechless, Scott, but first of all, I think that's incredible that you just wrote I think it's incredible how songwriters, just like poets, can really take words that we use every day that seem so simple and create things that are so profound and so moving. And that just poured out, Scott, all of the love that it just, every word just really radiated the love that you have with you and your family. And there is his beautiful angel and their adorable son. And if you make me cry, Scott, I'm going to be very unhappy because it's
Nope,
going to
no
ruin
crying.
my
Dana's
makeup.
taking care of the crying for everybody. Don't worry.
Yeah, Dana, you cry. I can't cry on the air, but you know what? Yes, we can. We can all cry together. It's very emotional. And Scott, I think you forgot a verse. So I wrote the extra verse for you that would be played in 20 years when I'm old enough, that says, gave me a boyfriend when I couldn't find one. Thank you, Dana, for giving Scott his only son.
All right, added.
So Scott, we should definitely do something with that. That song needs to be heard and really recorded. And I'm so excited that you wrote it. It's freaking beautiful.
Thank you,
Speaking
Rachel.
of beautiful, stick around for a second. Let's say hi to the lovely Jessica Fierro.
Hello. Hi, that was amazing. That was lovely, Scott.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of
That was
course.
fantastic. And another lovely woman that I know, and actually now I'm thinking about all these incredible women that I know that are mothers. And also quick shout out to, I'm not a mother of a child, but I am the mother of this fluffy beast, Sammy.
Yes.
And shout out to all the pet mothers out there whose children are furry. It's the same. I mean, obviously it's not exactly the same, but someone once said they talk about how love for a pet is a little different than the relationship with a child, because a child, a mother eventually knows, is going to grow up and go be self-sufficient and not necessarily need their mom for survival. But a pet never leaves you. It needs you to survive for its entire life. So they talk about the difference in that. So Scott, thank you so much for joining us.
You're
You want to
welcome.
tell
Thanks
us,
for having
you
me.
have 2 minutes left before Jessica's segment. Do you say hello, dedicate anything to your mom, or just say words before you leave us?
I got a quick chance to say hello to my mom while I was setting all this stuff up. Happy Mother's Day again, Mom, and happy Mother's Day to my mother-in-law, Bev, and very special happy Mother's Day to my wife. And that comes from Weston, my son.
Awesome. We love you, Scott. Thank you so much for writing such a beautiful song.
Yeah,
and we'll see you again soon.
I'll just add real quick that, I'm glad you really like the song. And, I know you're surprised that I wrote it last night, but, I had to wait until Dana fell asleep. And
Wait, Dana sleeps?
believe it or not, sometimes. But yeah, she works hard, so she deserves whatever I could have given her on this Mother's Day while we're locked in. And I feel like this was the best gift that I could come up with. So thanks for making that happen for me, Rachel. And also, it's just important to note that, I'm not the greatest songwriter. I like the way that came out. It takes a muse, so to speak, to inspire a good song out of somebody. And I'm lucky to have quite an inspiration from my wife Dana. So
oh, I love you guys.
Mother's
Dana,
Day,
walk
everybody.
by soon. I miss you. Come socially distant, wave to me from the street soon, please.
We will. We'll come wave
I
to
love you guys. Bye, Scott.
Love
Bye,
you
Dana.
too.
Have a great day.
Bye. Have a great set.
Bye. So speaking of, Jessica and I came up with this little scheme where we were going to surprise Lisa. So Lisa doesn't know that, right? She doesn't know. So Lisa is hiking with a friend. So Jessica's going to call her really quick and be like, oh my God, Mom, there's something on my face. Oh, wait, Jess, did you share the live video to your Facebook page yet?
I have, but it's private from her. So I'll unprivate it from her right now.
Yeah. So give us 1 second. We're going to mess with Lisa. If you don't know, Lisa is Jessica's mom and a lovely human being and a fantastic friend. And so lucky. A fantastic woman. So I love that we're celebrating her today, along with my mother, who I've hidden from the stream because she doesn't understand the mute button. But let's add her back. Hello, Mother.
Hi.
Thank you, Rachel. I love you too.
Yeah.
Auntie Adrian was trying to get on. Auntie Adrian was
What?
trying to get on.
Auntie Adrian should just go to the Verse and Vibe Facebook page and she'll see the screen at the top. So Jess, what are we? Is it on private?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Mom, I'm going to remove you again, but just wanted to say hi that my mother is here as my special guest. And Mom, did you guys meet when no, you were at school when she met your mom, but I don't think you guys got to meet.
Yeah, I met her mom.
Great. Well, hold on. Let me.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can surprise Lisa. Okay, hold on. Bye, Mom. I mean, not go anywhere. Okay. This is what we call guerrilla Mother's Day love.
Okay. Let's see. Come on.
If not, we prepared that.
I got her voicemail, so I'm going to call the friend that she's on a hike with.
So we planted a seed with the friend that she's hiking with that if we can't reach Lisa, he's going to be like, Jessica has an emergency. Something's on her Facebook page or something.
Hey, Tom, can you put me on speaker? Okay. Hey, guys, there's this like super weird video on my Facebook page. Can you go check it out? I don't know. Just go see. Go look at it. Yeah, something's going on. I don't really know. Are you able to find it?
We're
Oh, sweetie, you did the live.
Oh, I want you to watch something. Okay, she'll be watching. Okay, I love
so surprise. Hello, Lisa. We wanted to surprise you because we both love you so much. Oh, hi. So Jess, will you take the phone off a speaker? Otherwise, we hear her on the phone too.
Yeah.
Yay, Lisa's here. So without further ado, this is the lovely Jessica Fierro, and she's dedicating this song to her mom, Lisa.
Yes.
Do you want to share anything? Tell a story or talk
Yeah,
about your...
I learned this song for my mom's birthday actually a few years back, and it's one of my favorite songs of all time. It's called Make You Feel My Love. And there are certain lyrics that just that really just, I feel like, speak to our relationship. I think for me, this song really just represents unconditional love and showing that to another person in your life. And for me, my mom and I will always have the most unconditional love. I love her so much. And so this is for her. Okay.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there's no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known if doubt in my mind where you belong. Yeah, well, I go hungry, I go black, I go crawling down the avenue. You know there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. The storms are raging on the rolling seas and on the highway of regret. The winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. Yeah, well, I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth for you to make you feel my love. To make you feel my love. To make you feel my love. Happy Mother's Day, Mama. I love you.
Oh, Jess, that was gorgeous. I
Thank
just love
you.
you. And for those of you that don't know, Jess is not only beautiful, incredible songstress. I love that word, songstress.
Me too.
She's also like whippet smart, like advanced
Aw.
math, science kind of smart, and she's super dedicated to her studies. And sometimes, Jess, your mom and I will we'll just I'll ask her, and we'll be like, let's take her partying, let's do something, because you're so dedicated to your studies. And
Aw.
so she is a happy, brilliant, beautiful woman, which has a lot to do with the happy, brilliant, beautiful woman that she came from. Lisa,
Yes.
I love you if you're still watching. Jessica, thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you for having me. This is so amazing.
And our next guest is waiting in the wings. Let's bring him on. You could say hi to Mark. Mark, you know Jessica, right? Hi, Mark.
Hi, Jess. How are you? That sounded wonderful. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Great to see you.
Yeah, likewise. How's school and everything?
It's good. Almost
Awesome.
done. Home stretch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So again, thank you so much, Jessica, for joining us. And we love you. And I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. And Jess is going to come back and do a full episode of Verse and Vibe after her studies. Some awesome poem, and she's going to sing and play some guitar and with a partner. So actually, I had something for you, Jess. I pulled something for you really quick before you go, and Mark. So oh, where'd it go? Okay, so because you love math and science, I pulled a quote for you of what Nikola Tesla talked about from his mother. So he says, "The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. My mother was an inventor of the first order and would have, I believe, achieved great things had she not been so remote from modern life and its multifold opportunities." So Tesla talks about how when he was growing up at home, even though his mother was a housewife and, they grew up in Europe and things like that, she was a scientist and an inventor. And he talks about how she really inspired him to, I don't know how you talk about inspiring Tesla, but he talked about how, he talks a lot about how his mother influenced him. So again, keep up the good influence, and you are just a radiant, beautiful human being. And so are you, Lisa. I love you guys. Okay, so now let's turn it over to you, Mark. And we'll see you later, Jessica. Thank you so much for coming. Bye, everyone. Ooh, hi.
How are you?
Great. So thank you so much here, Mark, for joining us. For some reason, I was going to show some pictures of everybody's mothers that they sent me, but the StreamYard today was behaving a little funky, so I don't have pictures to show. So why don't you say hello and tell us a little bit about your mom and how she inspired you to play music in your household, and then we'll perform a little song together for her. And I think she's watching, actually, Mark. I think she's tuned in.
Well, I'm hoping so. I sent her the link, so I imagine she probably
did.
is.
Hello, Elizabeth. Hi, Elizabeth. We love your son.
Hi, Mom.
And I'm so glad that he's here, and he's so nice and talented and such a fantastic member of our Fairfax community. So we're so grateful for him. Thank you for the lovely gift of birthing him.
Yeah, that was a pretty good gift for me too. Oh, my mom is pretty special. You know, she's I'm an old fart and she's older than I am, and so she had the awesome experience of growing up in a very progressive family, and so I got the second generation or maybe even third generation privilege of being exposed to, you know, being taken on civil rights marches and things like that when I was like 5 years old. And she was a beatnik and then kind of got into the hippie thing, you know, so I was always exposed to the more interesting road less traveled approach to life, which has served me well for all of my life. And yeah, you know, and she had the good sense to be in the Bay Area too, which means I got the wonderful experience of growing up here with her as a mom. So that's pretty cool.
Fantastic. So without further ado, let us celebrate Mark's beautiful mother, Elizabeth, who is watching. Again, hello, Elizabeth. And to love from your son.
Awesome. So I'm going to do, the Beatles are still well, they are my favorite band. They probably always will be my favorite band, really, if I'm honest. And I'm going to do a song that's not necessarily exactly about mom, but it's a song that's always moved me. And the sentiment and the energy behind it and just sort of the overall vibe is really loving and really open and warm. And I want to dedicate it to my mom. And so this is In My Life. There are places I remember all my life. Some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some are gone, and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. And in my life, I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meanings as I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. And I know I'll often stop and think about them. But in my life, I love you more. So I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. And I know I'll often stop and think about them. But in my life, I love you more. In my life. Love you, Mom. I love you more. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day, all moms. I think
No kidding.
I think what's really beautiful is just, from Scott and from Mary and Jessica and you, real love just pours off the screen. And we can all feel it. So for all of you watching, sending that love out to your own moms. And that was really beautiful, Mark. So I really
Thank you,
appreciate you
Rachel.
coming on. And I hope that you'll come back for another episode someday. And
Yeah, well, we'll see if we can figure something out.
and we'll work on it. And really quick, you're doing a bunch of land and some others. Trying to let everyone know when they can find you or what you have coming up, so people can enjoy your music.
I'd be happy to, but the truth is, I'm being pretty lackadaisical in all of this as far as structure. So I am doing a bunch of stuff through Brian on Deadhead Land, and I'll probably be exploring some other streaming options as time goes by and this whole thing stretches out. But right now, I would say just keep your eye on my page or Deadhead Land, because I don't actually have anything scheduled, but I'm sure I will soon.
Great. And if you haven't been following Deadhead Land, Brian has been really unbelievable, hosting stream after stream after stream and really working hard to keep us all connected with a ton of music and special guests and all sorts of things. So I think it's called Deadhead Land TV or Deadhead Land on Facebook, and you can find a lot of our friends there and really cool things. So thank you, Mark, for joining us. And speaking of cool things, our next guest is the lovely Dallis Craft. So Mark, let's say goodbye. Thank you, Elizabeth. Happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye, Mark.
Bye-bye. Hey, Dallis.
Hey, Mark, that was beautiful.
Oh, thank you, love. Thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing yours.
Awesome. Okay, so Mark, we're going to remove you. Hi, lovely Dallis.
Hi there. Oh
Hi.
my gosh.
Let's say hi to my mom again. Hi, everyone. Here's my mother again, popping in.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Ray. Hi, Dallis.
Hi, how are you
before
doing?
Dallis, because we have a couple minutes left, in her segment. Mom, I have something to show you.
Okay. OMG. Oh,
so for those
my goodness.
So a long time ago,
what it is?
21 years, because I'm only 21, this
wish.
nightgown was what my mother was wearing when I was born. So I have the nightgown that I was born in that I keep in a bag, so to speak. But Mom, I thought that we would share this on Mother's Day. So this is the nightgown of which this. Oh, hold on. Let's try something, which would be super funny, or maybe not. But I'm going to do it anyway. My mom's going to be mortified. Ready? Watch Rachel mortify her mother in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Here I am, coming out of her crotch.
Oh my God.
I just birth. That should be a new mental therapy.
That's the
I mean,
night
it is.
from the hospital. That's absolutely right. But then you got to stay in the hospital longer, and you got to wear your own clothes, not anything like it is now. You have a baby and you go home the next day or the same day. There they kept you. Then they kept you. Wow.
Don't age me. Don't age me, Mom. Anyway, so I have the nightgown I was born in. But now, more importantly, my mother is going to leave again. Bye-bye. And we're going to focus on Dallis. And hi, Dallis. Thank you so much for joining us today on Mother's Day.
Hi. Oh my goodness. She got a full night's sleep in the hospital. That's something that I very much lacked when I had mine.
Well, after the next 40-something years of sleep, having water. She got no sleep. Yeah. So tell us. So hi, and I met when we were looking for someone to
I
join the Ace of Cups
can't
to play
hear you.
keys. You can't hear me? Hello?
Uh-oh.
I can hear you. We're having a
Do I
technical
need to do
difficulty.
something?
So we'll have to wait 1 second. Dallas, can you hear me now? Dallas? Dallas, did I turn my mic off? Nope. Well, go ahead and let's see if we can hear you. Can you? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, we can hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear you.
So 1 second. Thank God we have
As
multiple
long as you
devices.
can hear me, that's good.
Yes, we can hear you. So we're just going to turn this over to Dallas so she can start.
Okay. I guess she's just going to throw it to me. All right. Well, this is for my mom, Marjorie. She's not with us anymore, but this is a song that my brother and I used to sing to her on Mother's Day. And take it away. Just push the arrow. I did. Oh. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oops. Okay. Stop it. I wonder why it's not working. Who's working? Do I need to touch something? Should I touch audio?
So 1 second.
Oh, there you are.
Can you hear?
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Great. So would you like, so you're having a technical challenge, it seems like. Can we help? We're just going to give Dallas a moment to work through technology, which
Put
no
it all
matter
the way
what
to the beginning.
in the music business, I've decided I don't care how many times you sound check, how many times you rehearse, how many times you go through things with people. It always in the moment has some sort of challenge. So by the way, quick shout out to all of the back of the house people that I know right now we're struggling because venues are closed, but for the people that support the tours and make the music happen and run the sound, our thoughts, really go out to you because you give us so much joy and your work is so hard. And I don't think anyone realizes how much work really goes into producing a quality show and performing live music. So shout out to teams that support the back of the house and all of the artists that we love. So are you ready to go, Dallas? Do you need more time? And our next guest, Tony, is waiting in the wings. Should we say hello really quick and then remove him? Well,
Hello.
Dallas is working. Hi, Tony.
Dallas. Hi, Rachel. How you doing?
Good. So just give us a few minutes. We're going to wait for Dallas's performance to start, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about your mom and your dad, and we'll sing some jazz in honor of our mom. So stay tuned for Tony coming right up. And let's get back to Dallas.
Okay, I think I'm probably just going to have to sing this a cappella. Oh my goodness.
Oh, let me tell you, people, you are in for a treat because her has an incredible voice and an incredible range. So I love the idea. So this is Dallis Craft a cappella in honor of her mother and mothers everywhere. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I will remove myself.
One day a mother went to a prison to see her erring but precious son. She told the warden how much she loved him. It did not matter what he had done. She did not bring a parole or a pardon. She brought no silver, no pomp or style. It was a halo sent down from heaven, the sweetest gift a mother's smile. She left a smile you can remember. She's gone to heaven from heartaches free. These walls around you could never change her. You were her baby, and there will be. She did not bring a parole or a pardon. She brought no silver, no pomp or style. It was a halo sent down from heaven, the sweetest gift a mother's smile, the sweetest gift a mother's smile.
Now that is a sweet, sweet smile and a beautiful song. And, you know, I'm so glad that your mother gave us the beautiful gift of you in all of our lives. You are a joy to be with. You are so easy to work with, and you just fit right into our Ace of Cups family. And I love you so much. And wait
Thank
till you
you.
hear the music they've been working on. Dallas is a vocalist and a multi-instrumentalist, and just
You wouldn't
it's
be able
so
to tell it
fantastic.
today.
And she's also doing some things on her own Facebook page. So if you want to tune in, beautiful Dallis. So you can, yeah. And now we're gonna make you do a cappella stuff. I've decided because that was so beautiful. So now we're going to expand on that. Say hello to your husband. Is he right there?
He's right here.
Hi.
She's saying hi.
Hi. So nice
Are
to
you
see
in the camera?
you. Yeah, I can see you. It's our Ace of Cups family is a family affair. We always try to spend together and make sure that everyone's spouses and significant others and children's are part of our family. And I think that what makes music, and not just the community that music builds around fans, every becomes family. All the family. So I think that that's really awesome in the power of music.
Awesome. I love
Awesome.
you.
So I love that. Yay. So speaking of love and mothers and things, but you know what, actually funny while we're at it is there was a meme online like 4 weeks ago that talked about how at the end of the pandemic, there were going to be more brunettes on the planet than ever. And I am living proof that that is happening. So
you and me both.
I wasn't supposed to be a brunette, but it's going in that direction. So we're going to bring Tony into the studio now. And Dallas, thank you so much for your performance. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Dallas, that was great. Love that.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
So awesome. You have such a nice voice. Yeah, I think that you should have an Ace of Cups section where you do an a cappella song.
Oh, dear. What have I created?
Well, they have a beautiful song. Music. They have a beautiful song music that's on their album that you can hear, which is gorgeous. But yeah, I think we should add in some a cappella. So Denise, if you're watching, we're going to get right on that. Dallas, thank you so much for coming and joining us, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Hello, Tony.
Hello, good afternoon, Rachel. How are you?
Hi, everyone. So we're going to run a little episode because I wanted to make sure we had time to celebrate everyone that was interested in participating. And I figured it would be fun for Tony to close out the show with me. Tony and I go way back. Well, maybe not way back, but back far enough. We're doing some stuff with his new album, Sexy Something. He's been doing some live streaming. We're working on a project together celebrating the music of Merle and Jerry. Speaking of your dad, did you see on the internet that his old house is for sale?
Yeah.
And so they did a whole article about all the different music that happened there, guests that used to come over. You're getting the house and all this. Merle's old house in San Francisco being
1353 17th Avenue. We moved there in 1970, and it was a great house. I was still, I guess I had just moved back with my dad I was in the 11th grade when we got that house, and it was a great thing. We spent he lived there for a long time. I was in the 11th grade, so after I went to college, I moved out when I was 18, and I started to gig because I thought I was grown. I didn't know that I should just stay there and save my money and not have bills. But yeah, we made a lot of music there, and Jerry, and a lot of bands practiced there. In fact, a song on my new album, Whispering Waters, I actually wrote it there because it was on an earlier album, and I wrote it back then when I lived on 17th Avenue. So it's pretty cool. Or during my time on 17th Avenue, when I worked with my dad on the Twilight Zone TV show, which was in the middle 85 and 86, we would work on those episodes in the living room before we would bring it up to Front Street and work with Bobby and Brent. Pretty much worked on it every day with us, and Jerry would usually come one day a week and work with us. But also Norton Buffalo, my cousin Eddie Moore. It was a plethora of musicians, in and out of that house. So it was a great house. And plus, every year after the Haight Street Fair, my dad would make that his famous oxtail soup, which was like pretty awesome. And nobody could believe that it was oxtails because it was just like the best barbecue you could eat. So we had a lot of celebrations there, a lot of good times there, a lot of memories. When I saw it for sale, it took my breath away a little bit. Somebody sent it to me a couple of days ago. Ironically, the guy who owns it now, I worked for because he bought a club in North Beach. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was where they used to have poetry back in the day. Back in the 60s. And so I know the guy who owns it now. And I worked 2 times for him at his club.
I put the link to the article. It's just interesting to hear about the musical history of San Francisco. And you always see all these different properties that have all this history from the 60s of like the 710 House and then in Bolinas and all these different places where a lot of the musicians that we know and love kind of grew up. And preservation. So it was just interesting to read the story and think about, the history of that house, if those walls could talk. For some of you who don't know who Tony is, Tony, maybe talk about your mom and dad for a second. Maybe not everyone knows who your father was and how you got to grow up learning bass and playing with some of the greatest musicians that ever walked the planet. And then we'll turn it over to you for a song dedicated to your mom and your wife and your daughters, which I know you're excited about.
Yeah. Well, my dad is Merle Saunders. And so ever since I was a kid, I never knew anything to do but music because I was surrounded by music all the time. First by jazz guys, like some of the great organ players, Jimmy Smith, George Duke, Herbie Hancock, Sly Stone. I was just around these people because they're around my dad. He had a standing gig at this place called Jack's of Sutter Street in San Francisco, where they would have jam sessions every Saturday and Sunday morning. And, so Miles Davis, if he was in town, they would come there. George Benson came to our house, just a lot of people. And so I've been surrounded by music my whole life. Luckily, when my dad met Garcia was around 70, 71. Nick Gravenitis told me it was about 70, 71. No, it was like in 68, 69. And because we got the house after. And so Nick Gravenitis actually introduced my dad to Jerry, John Kahn, Bill Vitt, and then they played at this place called The Matrix. And then luckily when I grew up, I wanted to play bass. First I played piano like my dad. And then I hit him at 14. I said, hey, I want to play bass because I saw these cool bass players play. And my dad said some stuff that I can't repeat on general television. But he said, he had invested money in me. I'm going to the Conservatory of Music. I'm in the California Junior Symphony. And then I go, I want to play bass. And he goes, what? And said some other stuff. But my mom and my dad, they always encouraged me. My mom loved Nancy Wilson, and so I got that kind of stuff. And then I got, for my dad, when he met Jerry, his music went a different direction. And, it was quite humbling. At 17, of course, my dad then said that I had a son so he could play bass with me. So the story changed. And, I was a kid. I didn't know what was going on. Steve Parrish told me about the first gig that I played, which was at the end of the beginning in Katati in 1971 or 1973. And Steve said him and Jerry and my dad were really nervous because they didn't know how good I would do, because I had been sitting in for John Kahn on like 2 songs a night. And, and then John Kahn had to go play with Brewer and Shipley. And he told my dad, just get Tony. He could do it. And their eyes were all big. But then after I played the first set, they were all going, oh, Tony, you're so good, and we don't have to have any other bass players now for sub for John. We can just get you. And, I didn't realize where I was or who I was playing with. It was just my dad's friend, Jerry. You know what I mean? I didn't know what, this enormity that I was involved with. But, I've been around Rick Danko, the band, I've been very lucky, very blessed to play with a lot of people. Been around Eric Clapton, it's like David Crosby, just a lot of musicians. I play with a lot of jazz people too, Chaka Khan, I could just, if I would say it, you would think that I was just bragging. But, I love what I do. I love playing bass. And as you know, I do love playing bass. And I really
get to that, shall we? Let's interrupt Tony's talking, because we spent a lot of time on the phone. So I'm telling you now, Tony can talk forever. So if you put the 2 of us together, there's no telling. So we're going to turn it over to you, Tony. Why don't you tell us about the song that you picked and how it means to you? And what was your mom's name?
My mom's name was Betty.
So Betty, this is for you. And again, thank you for the gift of your son, and encouraging him to pursue music. And actually shout out to all the mothers who really encourage their kids to be creative and find their own way. And music is not an easy business to be in or get into. So I think when your parents are super supportive of what comes inside of you, that's fantastic. So shout out to all the mothers that have always encouraged their kids' dreams, no matter what they've been in. Again, like I said, I'm lucky enough to have my mother, Benita, who, very rarely tried to discourage me, even though that's probably not possible, but always supportive, no matter how crazy the idea. Oh, here, have you met my mom? Mom, you want to meet Tony?
Oh, yeah.
Tony, this is Mother Bonnie.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Rachel, I'm going to get even with you for showing my nightgown. It's a clay project of a tortoise and the sun and green grass.
I made that?
Yes, your initials are on the back. RS33. I don't know what that is. Maybe March of 93.
No, I doubt that I made that in 1993, because that looks like it came from a child. Anyway, Mom,
well, March 3rd, maybe.
Yeah, that's not going to get even. Mom, you're going to have to take this next set of music to go find something that's more embarrassing. That's not cutting it.
All right, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to do that
without
nice
further ado.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Happy Mother's Day.
Without further ado, I am going to turn this over to you, Tony.
I just wanted to say just a little story about this song. My mom passed away within the last year, since the last Mother's Day. And this was actually her last thing. She reached her hand out and she touched me, because she basically put the producer and me together with her husband. And, out came this song, Rock Steady. He's the bass player in the Whispers Magic. And my mom put us all together. And then we got this great song. And, I know that she's up in heaven right now celebrating, because my new album went to #1 this week. And so, a lot of thanks to my mom for always pushing me, always being there, and always encouraging me to do what I like to do, which was music. Just a quick thing, if she said that if she would have never, because my dad was in the service when I was born, and I didn't meet him till he was 2 years old, till I was 2 years old. And she said if he wouldn't have came back from Germany, she said that I probably still would have done music, because she would have definitely encouraged me. So we're going to play the song Rock Steady which is off of my new album, Sexy Something. Hope you guys like it. I'm gonna put this down.
Rock steady.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that when you were playing, and I love the fact that your mom kind of had something to do with that song coming together, because if you think about just those two words, rock steady, our
Right.
moms are often our rocks,
Yeah.
and our moms often try to help keep us steady in life. So I think that was a really appropriate to your mother. Speaking of awesome mothers, I don't know if my friend Lena is here. But Lena, I love you. And I want to do a quick shout out to your mom. Her mom is no longer with us, but the love and the care and the values that her mother taught her have turned Lena into one of the most incredible human beings that I know.
Right. Yeah.
So I just want to say a quick shout out to Lena. I love you. And to your mom, I love you. And thank you so much for giving us this lovely human being in your daughter. So, Lena, I don't know if you're out there, but if you are, I'm sending you a big hug. I know this day is hard for you, but it's been incredible to be your friend and a joy to be in your life. And Tony, that was great. I'm watching. It's funny. You guys can't see it, but my mom is below in the screen, actually really trying to find something to embarrass me, which is so cute. So hold on, Tony. Let's see what she's found. Hello, Mother.
Hi, Rachel. I found some pictures, but I love you and I don't want to embarrass you.
Oh, let me
So
see.
I'm not gonna show
Let's see what you used to look like, because I guarantee you I look. I had big buck teeth, like the kind of
You
teeth
really
that
want
would
me
hit
to go
you in
get
the
it?
other
I
room.
will. Rachel, you want me to do it?
Yeah, do it. Okay, everyone,
Hold
here
on.
we go.
I put them away. I'll be there in a second.
Oh, she put them away. She's gonna be
So
right back. So before she comes back, really quickly, tune in next week. We've got an episode reading T.S. Eliot in the style of David Bowie, because David Bowie was heavily influenced by T.S. Eliot. So we're going to do a reading of Wasteland. Then we have another episode coming up with the poetry of the Black Panthers. We've got a lot of special guests coming along. So stay tuned to our Verse and Vibe calendar on Facebook. We've got a big prankster episode that we're planning. So it's been really great to host this series. I hope that you guys are all enjoying it. And while we wait for the embarrassing photos, I want to dedicate one poem to all of the mothers out there. So I'm just going to read this quick poem that I thought was just kind of funny. So it says, it's called Please and Thanks, and the author is unknown. You taught me how to wash my face and how to use the potty. You made me eat up all of my greens and wiped my nose when snotty. You taught me to say please and thanks because politeness is the way. So can I please borrow some money? Thanks. Just kidding. Happy Mother's Day.
That's a good one.
So I thought that was very, very funny. And here's my mom back, Tony. So let's see what she's got to embarrass me. What do you got, Mom? Bring it on.
All right. Can you see?
Okay, we're done. Yeah, we're done. Oh my God.
I have more.
Okay, no, we're done. No, we're done. Thank you. Oh, wait, what's that one?
Turnabout is fair play.
Anyway, so Mom, I love you. Thank you for birthing me. Thank you for joining me.
Rachel.
Thank you for being a strong, independent role model for me. And I hope, and I'll see you later. So I'm leaving you. So everyone say bye to my mom, Bonnie.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Mom.
Oh, she hates when I do that. She hates that. Like when I'll call my mother and I'll three-way someone in. Does anyone else do that? You call your mom and you three-way a friend without telling her, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, so anyway, thank everyone who came out today to celebrate our mothers on Verse and Vibe. We will catch you on the next episode. And Tony's going to come back for a full episode of Verse and Vibe, and we're going to do something fun together. And you can catch Tony on his Facebook page every Wednesdays, right, Tony? You're doing Jazz Wednesday?
Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Yes.
You can tune in on his Facebook page to his live streams. Again, this was Verse and Vibe, special Mother's Day episode, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I love all of you, and to mothers everywhere, thank you for your love and your sacrifice and everything you do to, make sure that we grow up to be the best versions of ourselves that are possible.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Namaste. Namaste go.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste go. Bye, everyone.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye, Tony. See
Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye.